let's move on to grammar. In today's grammar, we are going to be focusing on passives, or active versus passive. So let's have a look at these two sentences, and I want to see if you know which sentence is passive and which sentence is active. Maybe this is something you have done before, or maybe you could just try and figure it out. So our first sentence is, my bike was stolen by someone. Okay, my bike was stolen by someone. So we have a verb, stolen, we have a subject and an object as well with those two nouns. Then we have someone stole my bike. Someone stole my bike. Which one of these is passive and which one of these is active? Pause and have a little think. It is a little bit of a tricky one, but let's have a look. So my bike was stolen by someone is passive. It focuses on my bike. So my bike becomes the kind of main focus of the sentence. However, someone is the subject of the sentence and therefore it is passive. The other sentence, someone stole my bike, it focuses on someone. Somebody has stolen my bike and therefore it is active. Okay, let's have a look more at how we form the passive and active and how this works and some more examples. So we use the passive voice to change the focus of the sentence, like we did with the previous. We changed it from being someone to my bike. My bike became the focus of the sentence. We can also often use it when we prefer not to mention who or what does the action. So we don't want to kind of put emphasis on someone. We want to put the emphasis on the action they are doing or what has happened. Or that we can start a sentence with the most important. So perhaps in this case, my bike was the most important part. My bike has been stolen. You know, that is the most important, not the person who stole it, more so my bike. Or most logical information. So when we want to say something that makes more sense. And we can also use passive in more formal and scientific writing. So let's look at how we make it and some examples. We make the passive by using the verb be and then the past participle. Okay, so by be we mean to be, and we always start the sentence with the object. So let's have a look. Avatar was directed by James Cameron. Okay, so we have Avatar, which is the object. We have was, which is to be. It's the past form of to be. And then we have the verb directed in the past tense and then the subject. So was directed is the key thing here. Was directed by James Cameron. Otherwise, we would have James Cameron directed Avatar. We wouldn't have James Cameron was directed Avatar. So the was and the is, the form of to be, is really important when forming the passive. Okay, so there we have the object, we have to be, and we have the past participle directed. Okay, it is not always necessary to add who or what did the action. For example, my flight is cancelled. You could have said my flight was cancelled by the airline. But we don't need to add that. So it's not necessary to have that as long as you have the to be and the past participle of the word. We have the object, to be, past participle. Okay, here's some examples of the form to be and how it changes to make the tense. So for present simple, we would have is or are plus the past participle. Aioli is made from oil, garlic and salt. So is, that's key, or are if it's plural. The hall is being painted this week, or the halls are being painted this week. And for past, we have was, okay? So you just need to remember the tenses that match alongside them. Present, is and are, past, was and were. Plus the past participle, of course. Okay, let's move on.